Hey guys, how's it going? I am jumping on the bandwagon and today's video is going to be the mid-year book freakout tag. I originally wasn't going to do this video. When I first saw this video in like January, I put it on my list of videos to do because I thought it'd be really fun. And then in like May, I just I don't know, I wasn't feeling like it, and then in June, I didn't feel like it. But now I keep watching everyone else's and I don't know, it looks fun and good, so that's what I'm doing today. Question number 1. The best book you've read so far in 2019. Of course we're starting with the hardest question. I finally narrowed it down to 2. It is a tie between Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson and Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Don't make me choose. I loved Mistborn because I love just the wild ride that the entire series took me on, and just how like completely invested I was in every single character, in the world, in just absolutely everything, and just how well Brandon Sanderson really like plays with you as a reader, you know, like messes around with your emotions and like all these like detours and amazing reading experience. But also on the other hand, Strange the Dreamer were so beautiful. This one was such great writing. They were both really well written, obviously, but this one, just like the melody to it, and just it was beautiful and magical, and it blew me away. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, and it had my whole heart and soul immediately. But yeah, these guys are tied. I am not picking a winner. Question number 2. The best sequel you read so far in 2019. I would have to go with Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, the sequel to Strange the Dreamer, because I so desperately needed it, and it was such a great reading experience because of that. Like, I finished reading Strange the Dreamer, and that cliffhanger, like, you need to have the next book ready. Now, to be fair, I had that same thing with Mistborn. I needed to find out what happened next, and same with when the second one finished. I needed to read the third one. But Muse of Nightmares, it was such a great way to start the book, because the first one ended on such a note that I needed the next one immediately, and I devoured it. Like, I was so excited for it. I read it at I don't know, it was just such a great reading experience because I was so excited for it, and because I was still like riding that amazing like high from the first one, and it was just super great. Obviously the book lived up to my expectations, and I loved it as a book, I loved it as a sequel, I loved it as a reading experience, so yeah. Question number 3. A new release you haven't read yet but want to. I'm gonna go with Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banghart. It is the sequel to Grace and Fury, and I have a special attachment for that book because that was actually the first booktube video that I ever filmed. It was a review for that book, and I don't know, I have a soft spot for it. Like, it was a good book. It wasn't my all-time favorite book, but I really enjoyed it. But I just have that like extra sentimental attachment to it. So I'm really excited for the sequel. I think it actually came out like this week. Like, it's brand new. I won't be getting it anytime in the near future because brand new books are expensive. But I don't know, I really want to read it, and I'm gonna do a review on it regardless, just because I think that would be really cute. But yeah, that is one that I am definitely looking forward to. Question number 4. Your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. For this one, I am definitely going with The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I think it comes out November 2019, but I read Scythe and Thunderhead at the end of last year. Absolutely loved them. I'm really excited to see how it finishes up. Really looking forward to reading it. Yeah, that's going to be my answer. Question number 5 is biggest disappointment. For this one, I am definitely going with The Skinning Tree by Srikumar Sen. I talked about this in my wrap-up. It was really disappointing. It's not well written. Like, it's almost childish, and it just, I don't know. I don't know what they were going for, but it wasn't well executed. Also, like, grammatically, not well written. Like, so many mistakes in the book that were just way too distracting. It was confusing because they use so much Indian slang that, like, I've never heard of most of these words, and it's so overdone. Like, I mean, maybe if you were Indian or from that area and kind of understood it, but like, it's a lot for anybody that isn't really already immersed in that culture. And I don't know, the back blurb makes it sound like it's this like dark, like disturbing almost book, and like look at this cover, like, and even the title, like, but it's not like, it's not a light and fluffy book, but they make it sound like the teachers are like torturing these kids, and it's like dark and twisted, and like, okay, they get spanked sometimes, and they get like the cane on the knuckles, like, which isn't okay, but it's not like dark twisted torture. It's just a very disciplined and strict boarding school, and it just, I don't know, it didn't live up to the hype. It's not at all what it sounded like. It was honestly really boring, badly written, the pacing was horrible, very disappointing. I do not recommend this book. Question number 6 is biggest surprise. For that one, I am going with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I expected this book to be good because I've heard so many people saying it's good, and so many people who have similar reading taste to me have gushed about this book, and I just heard so many great things about it. But it got to the point that I kind of thought it was just one of those books that everyone says it's good because you're just supposed to say it's good, like, you know what I mean? And I was really worried, and honestly the synopsis really didn't sound super exciting. To be fair, the synopsis really doesn't do justice at all. Like, I don't even think the synopsis is really worth it because so much of it is discovering the plot as you go. So anyway, I expected this book to be okay, but I did not expect to fall in love with it as much as I did. Like, yeah, definitely a surprise, but a very, very good one. Question number 7 is favorite new author. I'm assuming this means like new to me authors, not debut authors. Honestly, there's only been a couple authors that I read for the first time this year that I read more than one of their books. I guess I would have to say Laini Taylor because, I mean, that's a great answer because I love her writing. It's just so freaking beautiful and just, oh, I loved it, and since I already read 2 of her books. So I guess I'm gonna go with Laini Taylor. Question number 8 is your newest fictional crush. I'm gonna go with Izzy from An Ember in the Ashes. Also, side note, I've only read the first book, so if anything happens to her, I don't want to know. No spoilers, please. I know that she's only a side character, but I just loved like all of her scenes, and I just thought it was so sweet that, like, you know, she's had such a horrible life and she really shouldn't try to make friends, but she still wants to make friends. Like, it's so cute, and she's strong and like determined, but also like needs to be protected a little bit, and I just want to like take her and hold her and make sure that she never ever gets hurt ever again. So I'd say she's probably the closest thing I have to a newest fictional crush. Actually, on second thought, I don't remember how old she is. It's been a while since I read the books. I think they're all like early 20s, right? Oh shoot. And I don't want to Google it because I've only read the first book, and I don't want to like read up on her in case it says like something, I don't want to get spoiled for anything. Okay, I'm gonna like tentatively say Izzy, depending on her age. Question number 9, newest favorite character. I am going to go with Sazed from the Mistborn trilogy. I love him. I love his sense of humor. I love how like clever funny he is, and every single scene he's in, I absolutely adore it. I'm so invested in his character. I loved him so much. He is definitely my favorite. The Terraceman, if you're not sure who I'm talking about, because I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. See, Sazed doesn't sound like a name, but they call him Saze for short. Like S-A-Z-E would be Saze. Like if his name was Sazed, then it would be S-A-Z for short, right? Whoever it is, you know who I mean. He's great. He's so much fun to read. He's my favorite character this year. Question number 10, a book that made you cry. Oh, I don't know. Whatever could it be? Have I read any sad books this year? Oh wait! If you missed the earlier videos where I talked about this book, it is about a Holocaust survivor who is a teenager in the concentration camps, and her father sneaks her a letter like telling her to stay strong and whatnot, and basically she survives the camps, he does not, and this book is written as a goodbye letter to her father, and it's as sad as it sounds. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy. For this one, I'm also going to pick 2 books, and maybe this is a cop-out, but I am going with Sculpt Yourself by Savy and Fairy Tales and Space Dreams by Jasmine Shea Townsend. These are two of my good friends, and I read both their books this year, and it just makes me so happy because, first of all, like, I genuinely really enjoyed those books. Like, they were so great. I've talked about both of them. I left reviews for both of them. You can check them out on Goodreads. I'll leave that all linked down below. I really enjoyed both of these books. But there's that extra layer of happiness because I'm watching my friends' projects come to life, and I don't know, it's just, I just smiled so much while reading them. Like, it was so great, and I'm really proud of them, and yeah, they make me really happy. Question number 11. The most beautiful book you bought this year. I'm gonna have to go with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I almost don't want to pick this one because I've used this for an answer for multiple questions already, but I haven't bought that many books this year, and honestly, this one really is the most beautiful. Like, I love this cover. I've actually already pre-ordered the paperback copy of Muse of Nightmares in the cover that matches this, but I don't know, I love it. I love the color scheme. I love, like, it's super pretty, and I really like it, and it's the most beautiful one. I'm sorry. And finally, question number 13. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So if you watched my reading goals video, I picked the 5 books that have been on my bookshelves unread for the longest, and I wanted to read those 5 books. I have 3 of them left: Eyes of Horus by Joan Grant, Bidden by Kelly Armstrong, and To Be the Man by Ric Flair. And the other ones are the Daughters in Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I really like Laini Taylor, and I just want to read all of her things, and I own this trilogy. You know, these are also really pretty covers. This is my second pick for most beautiful cover. I really like it. Anyway, I want to read these books as well, and I'm so excited to get to them. I'd like to read them all, like, back to back, so I want to read a couple more things before I get to them, but I'm really excited for when I finally do, and I really hope it's before the end of the year. And that was the last question. So thank you so much for watching. Honestly, that take was really fun. I like takes like this because you can do them every year and it's like completely different answers. So I think that's really fun. I am glad that I ended up doing it and jumping on the bandwagon, even though I am a little bit late to it, but I still had fun, and I hope you guys had fun watching it. If you did, please click the like button to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, usually reading or writing related, and for the whole month of July, I'm trying to do writing vlogs every couple days for Camp NaNoWriMo, so also stay tuned for that. I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!